Hey all you cool cats and kittens, how y'all doing today? It's me, Tara. We're back again with another baking because my brain's not feeling great still. So here we are once again in the kitchen, which of course means we're probably making a food item of some sort, and you were absolutely correct. We are baking a cake today because my brain is still saying, winter? I'm sad, and so that's what's happening. I've been pounding the vitamin D. I've been eating healthy. But today I don't want to eat healthy, okay? Today I want a little treat. Today I want a dopamine treat in the form of a tres leches cake, okay? That's what we're making. I'm very excited. Haven't made one of these in a very long time. So I picked up all the necessary ingredients on my way home from work, and that's what we're gonna do. I also have a little snack plate, one of these little is it Hillshire Farms? I don't know. We got some salami. We got some cheese. We have some chocolate covered almonds, I think. Almonds, good, very good. So we have our ingredients, we have our snack. We're gonna make a cake. It's gonna be chill. Maybe we'll just have a little chat. I also really wanted to make Instant Pot black beans, but I forgot to buy beans at the store. So unless I still happen to have a bag of beans in the cupboard, which I don't think I do, maybe we're just not making the beans today, okay? Maybe we're just talking about the beans instead. Other things that I got to help me try and feel better, a nice little sheet mask, because who doesn't love doing a nice little relaxing sheet mask? And also, it's watermelon, and the vibe of watermelon is really giving summer, juicy, sunny days, warm weather. None of this sad bullshit. None of this cold weather, winter bullshit. Sheet mask, a summery cake. Also, freeze-dried Jolly Ranchers? Very excited to try those out. We're not gonna try those yet. We're gonna wait for a little bit, okay? This will be our reward for after we make our cake and it's chilling in the fridge. And you know, let's be real, we do have to wait until tomorrow to try the cake, but that's okay. We can handle that. But after we have the cake baked and soaked and she's in the fridge, this is our treat. We're having a treat before our treat. And that's how I wanna live my life right now. We're having some Pioneer Woman tres leches cake. Am I saying that right? Hey Google, how do you pronounce tres leches cake in Spanish?
Here's what I found on the web.
Here we go. How to pronounce tres leches.
You are looking at Julian's pronunciation guide, where we look at how to pronounce better some of the most mispronounced words in the world.
Yes,
like this
tell me.
Other curious word.
Teach me.
How
Three milk.
Milk. How do you say it in Spanish? It is said as tres leches.
Tres
Tres
leches.
leches.
I think I was saying it
In English,
kind
you
of
could
right.
say it as tres leches.
Tres leches.
Tres leches or
Tres leches. I like tres leches. Anyways, thanks Julian Miguel. We're making some tres leches from the Pioneer Woman blog. Mostly because this is the only recipe that I've made and I know that it's good. I'm trying to not do that thing where I stray from what I know is good, you know? How I do that sometimes. I go rogue and then I'm upset. So we're sticking with what we know today. Pioneer Woman, tres leches cake. All right, let's go, let's do it. So we all know that I love my little purple mixer, but we also today, we need big silver today a little bit too, because we gotta whip whites, we gotta whip yolks, and they gotta be separate. So we'll do our yolks in here and then I'll just whip up those whites with a little purple, our sweet little baby. Is anyone following Eurovision so far this year? Things are crazy, things are wild. Opinions, Tommy Cash, Espresso Macchiato. I don't love the song, but it's stuck in my head all the time. I don't want it to win, but it is a fun song. So far I really like Jerem. How do you pronounce that? Don't know, couldn't tell you.
Zierm.
Jerem. It's like Z-J-E-R-M. Is that Albania? I don't know. That song rules. That's my favorite so far. I've been baking up such a storm lately that this is all I have left of flour. Little concerned that we should have enough there. We only need 1 cup. But like, I've been baking too much, you guys. Way too much. We only need 1 cup today, so we should have enough. We should be just fine. Gorgeous. A little bit left over too. Right, so 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Hello, Brady Bear. Hello, my big bear. You a happy boy today? No, you're not a happy boy today because you had to be in your crate this morning while I went into work. You had to be in your crate all morning. Poor baby. It's always a little stressful when I'm a solo dog mom overnight and for the morning before going to work because it means I have to wake up extra early. It means I have to feed the dogs dinner hours ahead of time the night before. Fingers crossed they don't wake me up overnight, which somebody did twice. He usually does that. And then I gotta wake up early. And then I gotta take all the dogs out so they do their number ones or number twos. And then I gotta feed them. And they're all confused and discombobulated. It's like,
Why are we having breakfast at 2 a.m.?
What's going on? And then I have to go to work and be stressed out that maybe they didn't get a drink before they went into their crates. What if they're thirsty? And then I'm stressed out the whole time. And I know that they're fine because they're fine. And they had a peanut butter Kong in their crates. So they were happy in there. They were having a fine time in there. But it still worries me and stresses me out. Here's our dry stuff in a bowl. Flour, baking powder, and salt. Let's separate our eggs. We need 5 eggs separated. The cost of eggs in this economy, this is a luxurious cake. This is a cake for the rich. Here's my pro tip about separating eggs when you have to do a bunch of them and not just like one egg. Just crack them all gently into one bowl and then just scoop the yolks out gently. You have less chance of them breaking that way. No Band-Aid egg, I promise. Just make sure your hands are clean, obviously, so you don't accidentally get greasy egg whites. Because that's upsetting and sad. There's nothing worse than when you go to whip your egg whites and nothing happens. Like, that is just so sad when that happens. And now we have perfectly separated eggs ready to whip up with their sugar. A super simple sponge-style cake. 3/4 cup of sugar. Go, Mr. Silver, go! This is why I don't use this mixer that much. It was great when I was doing the farmer's market, but just for baking regular home amount things, she's a little too big. And I have to do a lot of bowl scraping, which is why I use Little Purple all the time now. But Mr. Silver still comes in very handy. Don't get me wrong. Mix. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Here's what it looks like now. Pale, creamy, fluffy, delicious. Good. So now we're gonna do is just add some milk and vanilla in. Here we go. That smells so good. And now it's a liquid mess and almost has you thinking, why did we even whip those egg yolks in the first place? But it makes a difference, I promise. Now, although the recipe says to drizzle the liquid over the dry, I'm gonna be a rebel and sprinkle the dry over the wet because my bigger bowl is the wet bowl. Don't do as I do, okay? Do as I say. A little gentle foldy whiskey boy. A gentle foldy whiskey boy. We all know what that means, right? Gentle foldy whiskey boy. Very normal. And now it looks like this. Mixed, no lumps. Okay, now we gotta act fast. We gotta whip these white. And this is the part where a lot of first-time bakers get this wrong, is that recipes will be like, whip until stiff peaks, but maybe you don't really know what stiff peaks are. And sometimes the reference guides for what soft peaks are more stiff than you'd like. Because a soft peak, you want it like mine's not even holding a peak, and like that's the secret, because if it's starting to hold a peak, you're probably a little bit too stiff. And then once you're going to mix it into your other stuff, you're going to be, again, working the egg whites more, and they're going to get a little bit stiff and kind of like hard and chunky, and that's how you end up having difficulties trying to mix your whites in. Like that, to me, that's a perfect soft peak for folding into another cake. Like it barely wants to come out of the bowl, but she's still soft. She's still pliable, yet she has body to her. Because it does deflate a little bit while you're mixing it in. But also if it's over mixed, then it's like chunky and then it's really hard to mix in, and then you're over mixing the batter and it's just a whole thing. So this is how mine looks right now. Nice. I'm just gonna use my whisk to do a gentle stirring fold motion. And here's how it looks now. Perfectly folded. And now we're gonna pour her into our greased pan. Beautiful. And we'll give it just a very gentle smoothing. Here's how it looks now. I can't tip it towards you this time, I'm sorry. I'll tip you towards it. Here's how it looks now. So now we'll pop this bad boy into the oven for about 30 minutes. I'll check it at 28, and then we let it cool. And then we get to stab it a bunch, and then we pour over a bunch of milk. Well, now that the cake is in the oven, I can just clean up and relax for a little bit, because I did literally just get home from work and groceries and getting gas and taking the dogs out. And then I baked a cake. So now I'm gonna clean up and relax for a little bit, okay? And I'll check back in with you when we've taken the cake out of the oven and it's looking beautiful and springy and perfect, okay? Sound good? Sounds good. The cake should be done. Let's rescue her from the oven. It smells so dang good. Here's how she looks. A perfect, beautiful little sponge cake. There we are. Our cake is baked and lovely and beautiful. Look at her, glorious, beautiful, fluffy cake. It will deflate a tiny bit and kind of even out. And in the recipe, she like tips the cake out onto a platter. I don't have a platter, so I'm just gonna soak it in here once the cake has cooled down. And I think that's gonna be just better overall. So yummy, perfect. Smells so good. Okay. So there's our beautiful baked cake. We will let her fully cool down and then we will stab her and soak her with some delicious milk mixture. Can't wait. Look what we have here, a nicely cooled cake. And you can tell that I didn't grease high enough up on the cake pan because it stuck a little bit up top and I had to loosen it with a knife so that hopefully once it's soaking, it'll kind of like, I don't know, all squish together again. So here in this delicious cup, we have evaporated milk, condensed milk, and some heavy cream. And now what we do is just stab holes all over this bad boy, and then we soak it in. I remembered a weird thing from this recipe where basically it's like use all but 1 cup of the stuff. I'm like, then why did we mix this all up? And in the recipe, it literally says, just toss the 1 cup. What the hell are we doing that for? Save this, it's so good and just like coffee. Morning coffees, delicious. Why would you get rid of it? Why would you throw out this gold, this nectar? I don't know. Anyway, let's stab. Make sure you get the edges really well because obviously the liquid is just gonna wanna run down into the middle and not so much be on the sides. So you gotta get those edges real good. Do you want some stabbing ASMR? Here. Stab, 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 stab. Uh-oh. Oh, that's good. All right, well, now that I've massacred this poor cake, let's pour some liquid on. Do you guys want a close-up? Here. I'll bring you in for a close-up. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Let's pour. Ignore this little hole that I accidentally stabbed into the cake. The best thing about this cake is just eating it cold, right out of the fridge. We went to a restaurant one time for one of our monthly get-together dinners with Grant's mom and brother, and they had a Tres Leches cake on the menu, and so we got one to share, and imagine our disappointment when the cream had just completely absorbed fridge taste. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Nobody wants a friggin' fridge taste cake. That's so nasty. Soak up those holes, baby. There's our sweet, precious cake. There we have our little cake for the moment. She is soaked. She is happy. She is moisturized, loving life. So we will let this sit in the fridge for a little while. Actually, I think we're supposed to let it sit and absorb kind of at room temperature first. And then we'll put her in the fridge. And then tomorrow, I think, well, you know, do we have to wait till tomorrow? Maybe just like a couple hours? I don't know. We'll see, okay? If I can't wait, we'll have it today. If I can wait, we'll have it tomorrow. But we will finish her off with a nice, beautiful whipped cream topping and then some sliced strawberries because how yummy is that gonna be? Summer vibes, positive vibes, happy vibes. That's what we're going for, okay? And we're almost there. I'm back. This mask is not sticking to my face very well. Anyway, you guys, I was trying to relax after work and I thought it's time to finish the cake. Look what we have here. A nice soaked cake. And you know what she needs now, everyone? Some beautiful fluffy whipped cream on top so we can eat a piece. And I'm very excited. I think I got like a bum mask or something because it's just not wet enough to stick to my face. It's like dry and just falling off. And that is not very relaxing, is it? Well, I tried. All right, well, I guess we're just back to the task at hand here. We have our cake. She's soaked and cold and lovely, and we just need to whip up some cream so that we can top her and cut up some strawberries. Protect your ears, everyone. Oh, mess. There we have it. That made a huge freaking mess. I forgot that whipping cream and stuff with a mixer like that, messy. Well, let's make sure the cream tastes good. That's good as heck. I'm not ashamed to admit to you that I am that person who as a child would drink the cream out of the little tiny like cream containers at like diners and restaurants. I love cream. All right, you guys know too many secrets of mine. Share a secret with me, please. And now we're just gonna plop and slather. That's all we're doing. Plopping, slathering. Plopping and slathering. I just had a really good idea. Peanut butter? Today's leches? That sounds really good, not gonna lie. Plop and slather, here we go. We're plopped, let's slather. There she is, slathered and beautiful. All we have to do is cut up some strawberries to throw on top, which we will do, but you know what else we have to do? Try our freeze-dried Jolly Ranchers. Whoa, these are not how I expected them to look at all. Can you see in the bag? Mmm. It's just straight up sugar, but the texture is really fun. Well, these are fun. We got a nice little hit of red 40. I probably wouldn't buy them again unless I really, really, really wanted just like an injection, bam, sugar straight to the heart. I don't really know when I want that. And if I did want that, I would just eat a bunch of cake instead. But these are fun. These are a fun little crunchy treat. Let's just cut up one berry. Already washed him. He's a delicious, beautiful, organic strawberry. My knife skills are leaving a lot to be desired. She's, of course, cutting like absolute butter. We'll do 4 by 3, so we'll get like 12 pieces. Oh, I put my fingers right in the top like a dum-dum. It's so moist! I love it. I did end up putting that entire cup that we made on there. Here's our beautiful little slice. Isn't she gorgeous? Look how moist she is. I'm just trying to make sure that my head's not in the shot so I can't see what you're seeing, but I hope it looks good. And now let's do a little bit of this. Gorgeous. Is that gorgeous? I don't know. Oh, that's a good berry. I brought you in close for the snack shot. Here we go. Here's the cake. She's a corner piece, so don't judge her too harshly. But I think she still looks really delicious and really nice. Now, is she going to taste as good as she looks? And I think yes. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes before even tasting it. Let's go. She's wet. That is a wet piece of cake. In a good way. We freaking did it again, ladies and gentlemen. This cake, phenomenal. 15 out of 10. It is so good. If you have never had Tres Leches cake, highly suggest go make this baby right now, as long as you're not lactose intolerant, because it could be a farty situation then. And maybe you're thinking, ew, I don't want to have a soggy cake, but it really doesn't have like soggy cake vibes somehow. It's just its own perfect little thing. While I may not have been able to make my Instant Pot black beans, the sheet mask, maybe it was too dry, didn't stay on my face. The Jolly Ranchers, freeze-dried, they were pretty good. Wouldn't buy them again. One thing that came in clutch, of course, you can always depend on cake. I'm not gonna lie, just eating this cake and like all day at work this morning, I was like, I wanna get home, I wanna finish that cake. I already felt better. My brain was like, I'm feeling better. This cake is bringing me hope, giving me something to look forward to. And now I'm home, sunny day, eating cake. It's a weekend. Honestly, this is the best thing in the entire world. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Love it, love you. Hope you love this cake, hope you make this cake. So good.